Year's 2025, we're still getting letters out here. Talking about 80s football, getting letters. Dear Wilds, love the show. You know how Brew puts his feet on the desk for the Ravens, one of his favorite teams? Yeah. Your purple Jordans? Yeah. What if he did that for Purdy, if he wins too? That actually was like a clever idea. Purdy has this cowboy boots commercial, Brew. So I think maybe it's such a
some boots.
Maybe a way to like scale your bit and your brand. Every time the 49ers go,
fit in perfectly right there.
The outfit looks good, and of course, you know, you have the physique for it as well.
There you go. There you go.
And for the buttless.
Two Iowa guys right there.
Thank you.
Two Iowa guys. All right, here we go. All NFL, coach. And I think, all quarterbacks. All right. Here we go. At number 3, Wild's guy, Jalen Hurts. All right, Jalen, it can be a curse or a blessing. The curse is that, hey, I just won the Super Bowl. I just was Super Bowl MVP, and they still don't believe in me.
Yeah.
They still don't think I can throw the football. There still are a lot of doubters out there. Or the blessing, I don't have to look hard for motivation.
That's true.
I'm not going to get complacent. They still think I can't play. I am motivated to continue to get better. Here's the thing with that. If you go out and play poorly, and, you know, with the curse part of it, if you play poorly, Jalen, people, it's going to be like they forget last year ever happened, which I kind of is what the Eagles won, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's what it'll be like. It'll be like if Jalen has a few bad games, don't you think?
A little bit.
People will kind of be like, do we have the quarterback for our next 5 years? Is he the one to lead us? All of that stuff. So, Jalen, don't get caught up in it and just go ahead and do you. Don't worry about what, I guess is it his biggest rival, Patrick Mahomes? The light show? That's not you. Don't worry about putting up a light show. Don't worry about what AJ says, what Devontae may say. Your brand is winning. That's it. Winning and rings. That's what you do. If you have to throw it 17 times, just get the W. All right, I do believe in you, and I am expecting a rout tonight. All right, at number 2, Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Now, we all know, as Wiles has reminded us, you have only thrown for 300 or more yards once in your last 38 games. But if there is going to be a game that you do it this season, make it this weekend against the Jets. And I say that knowing you play Green Bay, I think it's week 8, but that game is in Pittsburgh. So this game, you are going back to the Jets, your former team. And here's the deal. They looked at your Hall of Fame resume and said, yeah, we'll pass. All right. And they passed on you for a guy that can't pass. Justin Fields, the guy that's with the team you're on now. All right. And then to top it all off, Aaron, they made you pay for your own flight to the East Coast for a 15-minute meeting to tell you, there's the door. Don't let it, hit you where the good Lord split you or whatever. That's what they did. 15 minutes. You have to pay your own good money for that. So, Aaron, make them pay. You're Aaron Rodgers. You're a first ballot Hall of Famers, one of the best to ever sling it. The GOAT said you're the best to ever throw it. Make them pay. Because if you don't, if you lose this game, all the good vibes, everybody's excited in your locker room in Pittsburgh. Tomlin, I think, is excited. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's finito, kaput, if you don't make the Jets pay. I don't know if I believe it.
You sounded like you did.
But, well, I pulled for good stories. A renaissance by Aaron Rodgers would be a great story. I pulled for the story, even if I'm wrong. So go ahead and get it done. All right, at number 1, Dak. I mean, look, Dak, you are now the face of the biggest franchise in American sports. And I guess technically you've always been the face, or at least the last several years. But practically, I mean, Micah was in the conversation. It was you or Micah, whoever you want to argue. But now it's you. It is all on you, and it's kind of good. Nobody's expecting much, as far as outside of the building. No one expects anything from you guys. So you're kind of playing with house money. If you go out there and you play fantastic football, put the team on your back, you are writing your legacy and taking it to another level. If you don't, well, it could look like Dak's best days are behind him, because I brought it up several times in the show. You weren't good last year. You played half the year. I mean, it wasn't 4 games, 3 games. You played 8 games. You threw 11 touchdowns with 8 picks and a low passer rating. So I want to see what you're made of. Are you on the decline, or are you getting better? That is what this season, starting tonight, is about Dak Prescott. Again, I'm not sure if I believe in you. Wow. Not sure. But go out there and make it an interesting game tonight.
All right, another Bud list. Another successful Bud list. Of course,
you don't seem motivated.
Fantastic. No. I would have loved to brought you in for a couple pregame speeches. Getting the group
I'm
fired up. Now, look, I wasn't a math major in college, but the numbers here put pressure on a guy and pressure on a team, and that guy is Joe Burrow. And let me take you through some of the numbers, because they're incredible. So he's making $46 million. T. Higgins, he's making $24 million. Chase, he's making $23.5 million. So that's $93.5 million, which is 35% of the salary cap. You know how much the whole Browns defense, every player on their defense combined, is making? $104 million. Wow. So those 3 players are making almost as much as the entire, not just the starters, the whole defense, every player. So you've got that dramatic amount of resources that have been piled into not just you, but those 2 guys that are surrounding you. Yeah. You've got the narrative, which is a very fair narrative, of this team not being able to start well. And this is multiple years. This isn't 1 year. This is multiple years. So now you're healthy. You've got your guys. You've added weapons at the tight end spot. You've improved some in the offensive line. You've got this incredible opportunity to write a totally different story and change the narrative, but it's got to start this week.
He did say I'm putting on the show.
I like that.
All right.
I know our producers at times maybe push you to go quarterback over coach, but in your heart, Zach Taylor's the one really under duress, right?
Well, look, he's under duress too, but when you're making $93 million combined and 35% of the salary cap with 3 cats,
KW, we might hit it to the second this week. Something
it's
you want to say?
It's about 4:10 on a Thursday. And I know you're thinking, last time you guys did this, the sports media ombudsman talked about how we shouldn't be discussing Micah Parsons and the Packers because there was a little internet flare-up.
Wow.
And then half an hour later, the sports media ombudsman it was a rough one.
Okay. That's not exactly what happened, but it's partially what happened.
So it's time now, whether you like it or not, for the sports media ombudsman.
It is, and last week was a tough one.
It was.
We did chastise local media for running with John Kuhn's tweet about Micah to the Packers and making Brian Gutekunst answer for it when Brian Gutekunst had more important things to do, like negotiate a trade for Micah Parsons. However, we are back with one
back on the horse
that is going to correct some misinformation and then likely ruffle some feathers.
Oh.
And I am talking to sports media and sports fans. And it is time we all start watching the NFL like adults. So here is the misinformation. There are going to be a few commercials on Red Zone this year. People are blaming ESPN. Listen, I'm not above taking shots at the competition. This ain't on them, though. They don't own it yet. They haven't taken it over yet. And by the way, if you were paying attention to Red Zone last year, they already did this. There are commercials on Red Zone a couple weekends last year. Are we going to miss any of the game? No. They're just going to go split screen 4 times for 15 seconds each and show you a Burger King ad while you're watching the game split screen. That's it. That's all that's going to happen. And honestly, we've been spoiled by having Red Zone as we've had it the last 20 years anyway, so everyone stop whining. But that's not really the take. The take is this. This is controversial,
This night.
but in my bones, everyone knows I'm right. You cannot be a self-respecting, die-hard NFL fan if the only way you consume football is through Red Zone. Watch a whole game like an adult. Second screen, supplementary, on your computer, fine. But don't tell me you love the NBA. Like, what game did you watch last night? No, I just Bleacher Report's feed, saw some highlights. You don't learn anything. You don't know anything. And sports media, you can't cover the league if you're just watching Red Zone. We got to learn, Coach, how a team matriculated the ball down the field, not just the candy of the touchdowns and the turnovers and the punt returns. So, if you are a true football fan, throw on a full game, have Red Zone secondary, whether it's on your phone, computer screen. If you have multi-TV setup, that's fine. And if you're just a casual fan, just following fantasy, no problem. But don't try to get in football arguments or football discussions if you haven't seen a team run a 2nd and 13 from their own 20-yard line in 30 years.
What if you're getting your full game on Thursday night and Sunday night and Monday night? Does that count?
Well, yeah, that counts as well. But on you know when the real treasure of the NFL is Sunday afternoons.
No, I realize
if you
that.
can't on immediate first tone of their voice, no, oh my goodness, that's Kevin Burkhardt's voice, because all you've heard is Scott Hansen for 15 years. You're not a real NFL fan. I'm telling you right now. So don't blame ESPN for something that's not them, and also watch the NFL like an adult, please. Turn on Fox, turn on CBS, have Red Zone in the background. Give me a break.
That's a nice bounce back from last.
Thank you, bro.
Because Red Zone is an awesome supplement. It's an awesome supplement.
Yes.
But it'll drive you crazy trying to watch that by itself.
Yeah.
That's all you watch.
Also, you don't know.
I don't agree with the ad take though. I don't think the ad should be there.
Oh, it's 15 seconds. It's 1 minute of your
I like
Sunday.
the split
Feels a little
screen so
greedy.
you don't miss anything.
It feels a little greedy.
Who you got?
What's up, KW?
I don't know about that take. I just don't know about
Well,
it. Just chastising fans.
is that you?
I'm a monotasker.
you
You know me.
Okay.
I'm Patriots
Patriots
Raiders
all
at
day.
1, and I got Red Zone there.
Yeah,
So
exactly
granted,
right.
I do that,
Yeah, you
But
do
you are
exactly what I'm
watching one
saying.
game.
but I'm not calling
Watch a
everyone
full
else who
game.
doesn't do that children.
Well, tough love. It just is what it is.
I am putting the tush push on the Bud list, Brew. I think the
man.
clock is ticking
Really?
on the tush push. So don't get me wrong. I know the tush push is an unstoppable, unfair play because Jalen Hurts runs it. Now, granted, we saw the playoffs kind of come sputtering to an end for Josh Allen when he didn't make the tush push. And then week 1, Ohio
that
State
was not
Arch
a
Manning.
tush push.
Exactly, it wasn't. It tried to be, but if this score all of a sudden was 14-14 and Arch Manning could drive the Buckeyes, the Longhorns, down the field for maybe a game-winning field goal, the whole narrative would change, but they couldn't get it in. So
Long live the tush push.
So long live the tush push.
I-
Now the Eagles,
Fair
poor
take.
Josh is such a stickler for accurate information. I said, Josh, how often are the Eagles successful on the tush push? And he's like, we don't break it down for what's a tush push, what's a handoff. So we've seen some stuff around 86%,
Yeah.
but Josh won't co-sign those numbers. But it's been too successful. And of course, the vote. Tush push voting, the spring league meeting, 22 teams voted to ban the tush push, 10 voted to keep playing. The only team that the Eagles faced this year who said, you know what, do it, was the Lions, because you know what? Dan Campbell's tough. Cowboys voted against it. I believe that this is going to be the last year for the tush push. Wow. So, however often Sirianni is going to run it more often. Because I think this is your last shot at it.
As a diehard, lifelong, by lifelong I mean last 6-month Eagles fan, do you enjoy it?
I reject the narrative. I have come around on the tush push, that I've seen it fail enough that I was on your side where it's like, it's kind of an unstoppable cheat code play. But then once I see other teams not be able to do it successful, I'm now for it. But I do think it is unstoppable when the Eagles do it. So it's
I gotta be honest. I'm fine with the tush push because nobody does. It's only unstoppable for the Eagles.
No,
if it was unstoppable for everybody,
I agree. I think if they just do it better than everybody else.
But Coach, do
can't
you have a
ban that.
plan if
Right.
you were like, you had to stop it? Like, was
Yeah,
Chris Jones like lined up perperpendicular, I think, during the Super Bowl.
Everybody's trying different things, and they just haven't been successful at it. But to everybody else's point, not each team can do that.
Right.
So why are we penalizing them for being better than the rest of the league?
Do we have a minute to follow up? Just quickly, to be clear, my argument against it is not what you said it was. My argument against it is it's bad TV. And I know nobody wants to say it, but football's an entertainment product, and it's bad TV, and anything that if they got better at it, it would instantly be banned, you should just ban. And this is the point that I make that Brew hates, but it is correct. If on the first play of today's game, they were to come out and run a 5-yard tush push, and it's like, oh, that's what they spent all summer doing. It's now 5 yards a pop. It would be banned by week 2. If that was the Eagles,
I agree with that take. So if they started doing it a lot, like just
their offense, it's just they can get 4 yards a play and they can do it. And so I think it.
But what if they don't?
No,
what if it just stays what it is?
I think it's
right. No, they're not going to do that.
5 years,
I just think it is dangerous for the NFL to put itself in a position where if that were to happen, they would be in an impossible spot of like, are we really going to change the rules mid-season, or and so that is one of my objections to it.
But the NFL's not opposed to changing the rules mid-season. In New England, they changed a bunch of rules where we did stuff mid-season.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's a fascinating story.
You're right. If it became
if it was there all, and that's the other thing that I was going to ask. I actually think it's more likely to be banned if everyone did it. I think because Goodell, they said it was safety.
You mean if everybody was a successful?
Yes. If 3rd and short was no longer intriguing in the NFL, you know what I mean? Then they would adjust because it's not. Because my point that it's bad TV is correct. It's just not. Since only one team, you know what I mean, does it at that level.
Great TV though when Ohio State stopped Texas.
Right.
I mean, that was pretty
I don't
awesome
think it's
TV.
bad TV right now when it's fairly rare. If they were doing it a lot, then it'd be bad TV. But I don't think it's bad TV.
I also don't think you can hang your hat on bad TV. Like you got no data that it's bad TV. If you said it's bad TV and I was the Eagles, I'm like, okay, let me look at our ratings.
Okay, no, I'm just.
What data you have that's
again,
bad TV?
I'm
They're
just
gonna put a limit on how many runs you can have in a game.
No, I mean, they honest to God, they kind of have done that. They've changed rules consistently to incentivize passing, which is not putting rules on how many runs you can have, but they've done it. And
like baseball
I'm not
with
right,
the
and I'm
shift.
not right. Baseball with the shift or the bigger bases, and I'm not on an island on this. The commissioner of the league tried to have it banned, didn't have the votes, tabled it, brought it back again to try to have it banned, and then fell 2 votes short. That's why you think it's going away, because Commissioner Goodell agrees with me that for one reason or another, it's not good for the NFL. The fact running a play that reminds you of a different sport, I think is, where he falls on it, and I agree with it. It looks like rugby, and we're not watching rugby.
In the words of my 13-year-old son, cry about it.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.